doing the healing and working with everybody, making all the champions.
I don't know what you're saying, but I think I like what you're saying because you're talking about boy. Hey.
What is up, my MMA brothers and sisters? Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk MMA. I have with me Anthony Doe, and I was actually just talking to you about your name. It's obviously Anthony Doe. You go by Ant, and pretty much anyone and everyone that knows you it's Ant Doe because it's so short, and that's what everyone's called you, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you ever think about a fighter name, or is that kind of like, you know what, let people know me by my name, or where do you sit on that stance?
You know what? When I first started as an amateur, this guy sponsored me. He made these shirts for me. He put my name on it, and he made a nickname for me. It was like Young Gun or something, because I got this gun tattoo, and he got the same exact tattoo, put on the shirt, put my name on it, put Young Gun. I was like 18 or something. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
And I didn't really like it. It didn't stick either. So I just kind of just go by my name. And my idea about nicknames is, I don't, if it sticks, but I don't think you should be going out and choosing your nickname. Like, I want to be this guy or this guy. I think I like shit that comes natural,
Yeah, organic. It's just got to kind of, like you said, it's got to stick. Well, and then somebody kind of gives it to you. Usually I hear a lot of times it's like a trainer, someone who you kind of...
Yeah, I like that.
Like if they gave it to you, but this is like the t-shirt guy or whatever, so it didn't hold too much substance, huh?
Yeah, no, the guy didn't even know me, he just got something, he got one of my tattoos, threw it on a shirt, and then, so.
Yeah, well, so you never know, it might actually happen in the future. Well, let's talk about, really quick, just in general, you actually have 11 fights already under your belt as far as recorded here. So you had a pretty good amateur run, and then you went to pro, so just overall looking at it, it looks healthy. You got a good handful of amateur, and then you went to pro. So for me, it looks like you're already doing all the right things. But let's start from the very beginning. I like to kind of know where martial arts in general kind of entered your life. What sport, or how did it kind of all start for you?
For me, it's funny. I didn't start off in like any traditional martial arts background. Actually, when I was in high school, I kind of just like messed around a lot. I was like missing school. I was just like a troublemaker.
Okay.
I was fighting not in the gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fighting at school,
after school on the hill.
Yeah. Funny story. Man, this is just a crazy story. This is high school.
You're getting in the archives.
I'm going back. This is where I started.
Let's do it,
I literally, after this story, the week after is when I started training.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
So, crazy story. So I went to high school in Silver Creek, like on the east side of San Jose.
No way. Hey, I went to Andrew Hill. I know exactly where you're at.
Oh, yeah. So, same hood,
Yeah.
And what happened was, it was like the week, I was a sophomore, and it was the week before sophomore year ended. And I don't remember what happened. I just got in, me and this guy got into this. I pretty much got jumped or whatever, right?
Oh, man.
And him and his homie. Yeah, and it was, I got a little beat up, you know what I mean? But what had happened was like the police were called over, and the guy I fought, he just booked it. He took off. And then I was like, oh, bloody, I didn't have a shirt on and shit. And then I was like, I saw him take off. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take off too. And I went the other way. And then the cop that was there fucking just see me running, like bloodied up, no shirt, and he took off after me. I was booking it. I was like smoking him too. And I got to the front. I got to the front of the school, and he just cracked me. Boom! I dropped. And then what happened was he got on top of me and like fucking like choked me, dude. Like I went to sleep.
Shit. Like they do like the old-fashioned ones, like the good old like grab you by the throat.
Yeah.
No technique, just choke.
Crazy. Yeah, it's funny, man. Like I remember my sister, 2 years older than me. She was a senior at that time. People just hitting her up like, "Hey, why is he running around the school like all bloodied up and the cop chasing him?" And she's freaking out. She's all scared. It was funny, but anyways, that happened, and then I got picked up. My dad picked me up, and we're driving back. He's taking me back home. And I see those guys that jumped me on the side of the street. I'm like, hey, those are those guys. And then he pulled over. He's like, get out.
Oh shit.
So then, yeah. So I ended up fighting that guy again right after.
Wait, you were with your dad though? So your dad pulled the car over?
Yeah.
So that you can go handle business?
Yeah, he just pulled over and then he went off his business. And
that's
then,
gangster as fuck.
Yeah, it's gangster. And then, yeah, so I ended up fighting him again. And, you know, I whooped his ass this time around, you know?
Wow.
And then I thought I was the shit. And then, so like 2 weeks later, what happened was I ended up moving too. So I was in transition of moving, and I moved up to Sunnyvale from San Jose. And around that time is when they opened up another location of AK Sunnyvale.
Right.
And it was right next to my pad. So I moved, and you know, all my friends were back in San Jose. I didn't have anything to do up there. You know, I just got into a fight, and I was like, oh, I guess I could fight. You know.
Yeah, and you're turning into an adult at this time. This is a whole a phase in your life. You know, you're about to be an adult anyways.
Yeah, I was like I think it was like 16, and then I stepped into the gym, and then I remember I met Alex Kimbabian. He's my main trainer. He's also the trainer, one of the trainers over here at AK San Jose. And I remember I seen him, and I still got my face looked like this probably, still a little bit up when I met him. And I just remember telling him, I was like, oh, I want to fight. And you know, he gets that all the time. Guys are like, yeah, coming in every day, like, I'm a fighter. And he kind of just laughed it off. And I was like, I'm going to be a champion, watch. And then
that early?
I ended up, this I never trained a day in my life. And then I told him that shit.
But your confidence, was it like your confidence level was so high, so you're walking up in this gym, I'm going to learn how to even fight even better? That was kind of the mindset?
I don't know what it was. I just knew, like, I never trained a day in my life, and I just knew, like, this is what I want to do. It was weird.
Wow. You know, and that's why I love asking that question. Not only because I want to see where the roots of Aunt Dill started, but, you know, a lot of times that happens. There's something happened. Something makes that switch go off, and for everyone it's different, right? So for you can't really pinpoint what. So at that point, you said, I'm going to be a fighter. I'm going to become a fighter, and I'm going to go get a belt and be a champion, like
all that. Yeah.
Wow.
And I ended up, I got that Gladiator challenge, the interim belt. I was his first pro champion, you know. Yeah. Also, I got a couple amateur titles too. So I was his first amateur champion. I was his first professional champ too. So followed through.
And I'm gonna assume, but let me ask you anyways. So at that AKA, which I have not been to, but I would assume runs very similar. So you got your jiu-jitsu area, you got your kickboxing area, you got your wrestling times. So for the most part, from the get-go when you started training there, you were kind of getting all of these different disciplines and putting it all together because
all at once.
Right from the get-go. So you never did martial arts, but AKA Sunnyvale is really where everything martial arts, you know, and these main categories, I would say, right? So how old were you when you had your first fight? I believe is with Jaime Fiep, and that was at Gallus Fighting Championship. That was April 2013.
Yeah, I believe I was 19. Gotcha. I think I was 19.
So that means you trained basically a couple years, then you graduated. So by the time you graduated, and obviously you kind of knew what you were going to do for money, you knew what your job was.
Yeah, before going into my amateur career, I did a lot of amateur kickboxing matches, tournaments, jiu-jitsu tournaments, all that stuff too. So by the time I got to the amateur MMA, like camo MMA,
you had competition.
Yeah, I had a little bit under my belt. So,
well, I'm gonna tell you this right up front as we enter into your record. When I first started seeing you, now the 125 division. If anyone's ever seen it, you know, Mighty Mouse would probably be the head of that, right? We're talking fast hands, fast movement, just bigger guys just don't move that fast or don't like. I literally the fight with La Vang, you literally kicked off of a fence to take his back. Like I've never seen that before, and I was like, holy shit, I gotta write that down. I've never seen that before, and I want to say you probably never even practiced that, right? How would you practice pushing off?
I've been in situations like in training where, you know, very similar, where I'm by the wall and I try to use it a little bit, you know. So I didn't wasn't something I drilled practice,
Right.
but I have done it in sparring
Gotcha.
around the wall.
Well, I just was like, holy moly. I mean, and that's what I love about the division, because it's just fast paced, and you'll see everything under the sun that martial arts has to offer. So I have to say the same to you. You're fast, you're quick. It looks like you hit very hard compared to a lot of the people that you were fighting against. And in your amateur career, you're undefeated. You're 5-0. So how about just in a whole, tell us about your amateur time and kind of what you learned in that experience.
Well, to correct you, I actually debuted when I was 18. Before that Jamie Feet fight, I fought Matt Ramirez. I lost that fight. So I lost my very first amateur fight, and then I went on that run. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And that run right there, because you did it with a Gallus, that seemed to be, but you had 408 Fights promotion, Central Coast Throwdown, Battle of the Bay. So you kind of were all around. I mean, when you look back at that
all
time,
around,
like, what are the feelings and what are the thoughts that kind of come to mind when you think about all that?
Well, what comes to mind, all I was trying to do was get as much experience as possible before I go to the pros. Because, I mean, it's cool to be like amateur champion and get all these wins as an amateur, but I mean, like, to me, that's just practice, This is what counts right now. So I just try to use that time and every day in, day out, like 2, sometimes fucking 3 times a day, just like literally living in the gym, like literally living there. And just trying to soak it all, get better, because I know where I'm going to be. And I see the guys who I'm going to have to fight. So to me, it was just like practice,
Yeah, gotcha. But you obviously got to learn and put a lot together. I mean, when I see you fight, you just look like a mixed martial artist. So sometimes when you see a wrestler and then you kind of see their stand-up, you kind of see, they're more of a grappler, and you kind of just tell. So it makes sense that mixed martial arts is what you learned. I mean, you're one of the, the future of MMA where like what you did. You started straight from MMA. It wasn't wrestling. It wasn't this. It was just all of it put together. So you could just tell you're a complete package. Now, you started in the pros, and you had a really good head start. You actually have fought for Bellator. You're 1-1 with Bellator. But it seems like you just like to keep busy. So, like, generally speaking then, like, how do you kind of foresee? Obviously, you got this next fight. It's a title fight, and it's going to be for Gladiator Challenge for the – actually, let's talk about this. This is for you have the interim belt, but this is for the actual belt. So I'm guessing this person, Gareth De La Cruz, was he just out when that interim fight happened?
Man, you know what? We were scheduled to fight – I already forgot. I think it was June last year, and man, this is a long story in itself. But this is around the time of they did the Ultimate Fighter season 24. It was a whole flyweight tournament. Winner fights a Mighty Mouse.
Right.
And we were scheduled to fight. I did the whole camp. We flew out there to Palm Springs, made it to weigh-ins. We made the weight. I walk into the room. I see the promoter. Give me this weird look. I see Cub Swanson, who that's his teammate, and then they just tell me like, oh, he's been chosen for the show, or he's an alternate or something, so he's not gonna fight. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and they pulled out. But I mean, like, you didn't tell me that. Like, why are you gonna have me fly out and like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking save me the trip, man. But I was just upset I didn't get to fight, and I mean, with him, he had a whole man. I don't.
So he was an alternate, like you said. He was an alternate, so he never actually fought. So therefore, during the time where he was waiting to be called on, if it came up, they put you versus someone else for a interim because they assumed maybe he would be back. Is that kind of how it went down?
Something like that. I mean, he has some very personal issues going on in itself.
Okay.
Which I mean, it's not my business, so I'm not going to speak on, but it's understandable why he didn't fight. I'll just leave it at that. But now,
now you're now
we're gonna fight. We're gonna take care of business now. But they replaced him with this guy out of San Diego as well, Sam Yang. He was like 3-4-0 or something when we fought, and we fought for the interim belt. They pushed that from July. I just went right back into camp, or for June, and then I fought him late July in San Diego. So.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, like I said, it seems like you've only been active. Are you 24 going on 25?
I'm 24.
You're 24.
Yeah. I just turned 24 in April.
Oh, so you're brand new. Oh, April what?
April 11th.
No way. I'm on April 18th, so we're Aries in the house right here.
Yep, Aries.
Well, let me throw this out now with the whole Bellator thing. Just because I don't really know the logistics. So, do you still have some contracted fights with them, or are you kind of in limbo and you can kind of get open to new possibilities?
I'm not tied down to them. I'm open.
I guess what I'm asking is, to see you in the UFC, I feel like is very possible. That division generally, like right now, is it's one of those things that they're looking for new stars, they're looking for new blood. Demetrious already went through, so many people. So
yeah.
I know that they're always looking for more. So what do you think? Is that kind of something that you foresee?
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for sure. Yeah. I'll be there. Just a matter of time. I had a little, really good start, and I have some personal issues I was going through myself, which I, for the most part, and some injuries I've taken care of. So the last 2 fights was a little bumpy, but I feel good. I'm confident. I feel right. My body's right. My mind is right. And as far as the UFC, I'll be there soon. I think I take care of this guy, and then I haven't signed anything yet, but I'm probably gonna have like back to back 2 more title fights. So before Thanksgiving, I'm gonna have 3 belts. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And if they're not gonna talk to me, then whoever I got to go through, I'll get there. It's for sure. It's happening.
Right. And that's the right attitude to have. It's just a matter of time. I don't see why not, and I totally can already see you there. So it'll be exciting when that day comes. Now, with this fight that's coming up, obviously for that belt, you're keeping yourself busy. For me, you're more established than some people that I talk to that are maybe just starting their pro career and that type of thing. So another thing that we actually have in common is you're a family man. I actually am a father of 2 daughters, yes. And so I assume that is a huge constant daily motivation for you.
Yeah.
What kind of let's tell us about your daughter, because she's very little, so you're new to fatherhood. But how did that change to you?
Yeah, I'm learning the ropes, man. My daughter, her name is Kyrie Lee Doe. She's actually turning a year old next month, so August 31st she's gonna be a year old. I'm excited about that. Man, it's a fucking journey, dude. Like, it's crazy.
Have you had a fight during the time? Like, basically, what I'm saying is, from the day that she was born, and before that, your life is different, and I can speak on that. As soon as your daughter was born, your life changes. Your schedule changes.
Yeah.
Like, everything just changes. So I'm just curious, like, your mindset wise, did you have a fight in this time frame since she's been born?
Oh, yeah. I went to Japan, like, literally a couple days after she was born.
Really?
And I fought over there. Yeah, it was man, that was a fucking crazy story in itself. I fought in Japan for VTJ, Valley Tudo Japan. A couple days after she was born, flew out there and I fucking cut. I'm a flyweight, right? Yeah. I went down a weight class to strawweight, and man, it was so fucking bad, dude. Across the other side of the world, like.
What do you walk around at usually?
I'm actually a pretty small flyweight. But I packed on recently. I right now I'm probably like 35. I'm 10 off of flyweight. I'm 125. Fighting next Saturday, so that's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's an easy cut.
Yeah.
Or
easy
a
cut.
Typical cut, we should say.
Typical.
Not easy.
It's
They're never
really
easy.
Yeah, that shit sucks, man.
Yeah, we'll say typical.
But,
well, I used to wrestle in high school, so I was, and back then, we had the spitting, we had the. So just recently, I mean, I haven't made the video, so a lot of people don't know that, but I went to the gym, into the hottest room that AKA San Jose has to offer.
That's right, yeah.
And it reminded me of those days in high school where they would just put on the heater. It was about sweating. It was about getting uncomfortable and all of that. And DC even giving you the compliment that you're in shape and all of that. So that's another question I have. I mean, what does that kind of do for you when you know that you're not only in one of the best gyms in the world, and obviously you got the best trainers, and then you got some teammates that are young and also doing successful for yourself? Like, man, do you ever just look around and be like, man, this is exactly what I put in place? Like you're probably not too surprised.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, I mean, that's why when you brought up UFC, and I don't have a fucking doubt in my mind I'm not gonna be there, because I have all the tools. I have all the people, the training partners, the facility, people that have done it, been there. Fucking, I mean, like, my wrestling coach is fighting this Saturday. For the defending his title,
right,
light heavyweight title of the UFC. I mean, I got Kane, Luke, all these guys. And I got like the recovery tools here too. I got Body by Jose.
Yeah, let's get it in there.
He's helping me out.
Is he around there? Is he around there?
Yeah. Where is he at? Hey, Jose.
Jose, say what's
over here.
up.
Say what's up real quick.
Hold on, buddy. What's up?
We're
trying to give
What's
credit.
going on, buddy?
Trying to give credit where credit is due. There is Jose. He is the man.
He's the man right
in the background.
Yeah.
Doing the healing and working with everybody, making all the champions.
That's I
Jose.
don't know what you're saying, but I think I like what you're saying because you're talking about boy. Hey.
So giving credit where credit is due. The medicine man.
The medicine man.
Don't make me.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Don't make me flex on you.
He's about to pull out the
There it is.
Don't make me flex on all y'all.
There he is. Look at that. Yeah, get it in the camera. Hem 2-0.
Get in there. M2O.
Represent.
Represent.
Nick's Academy. Body by Jose. Ziggy
It is what
Smoke
it
Shop.
is.
Body by Jose. Giving credit where credit is due.
This guy might come out with me too to the fight this weekend or next weekend.
Hurry up in here, bro.
Grab my hand.
Well, I was telling you
All
that
that
earlier. Like, I swear, I feel like he has a clone because he is everywhere. That man works his ass off.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So we got to take the opportunity while we can to give the man some credit.
Sure, man. He deserves it.
All right, and well, ultimately, my man, thank you ultimately to spend this time and scheduling this with me. For me, it's exciting to already have seen a lot of your fights, but now it's even going to be more exciting to kind of continue this journey. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. Last thing, really, I always like to end off on is really where you foresee yourself, but that's obviously the UFC. You're if anything, closer than most. So I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think you'll be either. But let's go ahead and give you the opportunity to thank the people that have gotten you to this point.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, first off, let me just say thank you to you too, for having me on and helping me tell my story and promote the fight a bit. So thank you guys,
Sure, for sure.
And then, of course, I want to thank my team, AKA all the coaches here, Alex Kimbabian, Javier Mendez. Also, I got to represent my jiu-jitsu coach, Mike Prudencio, One World Jiu-Jitsu. He's going to be in my corner as well, coming out there with me. And these guys are, they've been with me since day one, since I was that fucking little street kid, 16, Man, they've been there since day one. Some of my coaches fucking paid me money to go back to school. I would cut school and go to the gym. He'd be like, man, just go back to school. You know what I mean? Yeah, they care about me, man. That's family. So
yeah,
I want to thank them. And also, let me plug in some guys too. Body by Jose, always helping me out with the recovery. Yeah, you can hear him in the back. He's always been helping me out, And also, a couple of my sponsors for this fight. Okay, I want to thank Only One First Impression. They always get my shorts, my banners ready, all that stuff. Launer's Egg Whites. A big help for this fight is My Chef Bobby. You guys can hit them up, mychefbobby.com. Meal prep. I'm gonna hook you up with a nutrition plan. Yeah. Drop off the food at your place. They got you set. So hit them up. Okay. AK One World Jiu-Jitsu. And then also, let me check my shorts. I got somebody else. Got sponsors on my shorts. Oh, my boys. Fruit Juice Athletics.
Yeah, those are his name. I'm gonna put his face up on here.
Yeah, Carlo. Put his face up there. Carlos, Daniel, all those guys at Fruit Juice. They always help me out. You guys go check out their spot. Berryessa, at the flea market, you can get some nice drinks and stuff like that. You can also hit up Valley Fair. They got a booth down there, and they always hook it up with that
That's dope.
delicious. They'll come by to HQ after pro practice, chop up all the fruit, put them in cups.
Man.
Fighters are coming out the door, just grabbing them. You know, they've been helping me out. That's family too. So.
That's cool. I mean, I got to meet the guys at Fruit Juice and Carlos at Conquer, and
yeah, that's right. They had that booth.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's where we first met, and you were super cool, and that was really cool. So, what's crazy is little by little, I really get to see the behind the scenes. I really get to see Carlos from Fruit Juice and the photography that they do, and whatever they what it seems like is whatever they can do to help you guys to make your life a little easier for you to just focus on the fight. Is what all of these people do for you. So that's why I always like to give an opportunity for them, because it is an individual sport. You're the man that needs to go in there, but there's so many people that made you who you are to go in there and got you prepared. So it is a team sport in a different way.
Yeah, I appreciate like all the help, and it goes past the gym too. You know, there's guys like you and my family, they're always helping out, supporting me, you know, my girl. And then, man, it's like cool. I mean, even guys on like social media, they'll be hitting me up on the random, just like, you know, oh man, like, we've seen you fight. When's your next fight? We, you know, they show love and support, and I appreciate that too. So you guys hit me up on Instagram, AnthonyDoe125. I always hit you guys back too. So
that's dope. That's dope. All right, my man. Well, I'll leave you to finish off what you're doing. Best of luck. So, just so we don't got it twisted, this is going to be in South California. So for a lot of people that might be in the San Jose area, you're going to have to make a little bit of the trip. But Palm Springs area, Gladiator Challenge, going for the Flyweight Championship. So this is obviously a big fight for you. And you only got like a couple weeks. So best of luck in the training. Smooth going, and hopefully we get to talk again.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right, brother. Peace out.
All right.
All right, there you go. We got Ant Doe also at AKA, and I love that story. I love that he started as just a mixed martial artist. Oddly enough, how he got there out of a fight at school and whatever, probably not too uncommon, but you got to take a look out for that. We're always looking for the next big thing at 125. Who's going to challenge Mighty Mouse? Who can beat him? And it's definitely going to be someone who's going to be as fast or powerful or just well-rounded, and Ant Doe is definitely one of those guys. So follow him, take a look at his fights, and follow his journey, and you definitely know we're going to keep an eye on him and keep coming out with contact with him too. So until next time, peace.